his question was that, let's say there are two kids and they both have a mother, each, of course, and because they're friends and not brothers, and both are ill. The mothers are ill. And there is this shaman who's passing through the village. I've got this special talisman, I'll give you that, and that will cure, but I only have one of this. So what do? This child who has it has the option to give it to his friend to save his mother, or he can give it to his own mother, and he chooses to give it to his own mother, which the result of which is the other friend's mother dies. Now, what is right here and what is wrong? The answer is there is no clear right or wrong, because we don't understand at this point in time the individual circumstances of each of those families. But all things being equal, if we have to look at it from a compassion perspective, maybe they should split the medicine in half. Say, look, we both, or maybe they put it in the middle, say, you moms, please figure it out amongst yourselves. I don't want to be in this dilemma. But to answer this question, I have to take you back to one of the most famous thought experiments in the history of psychology, most commonly cited. There are two, in fact, very, very famous experiments. One is called the Milgram experiment, which was done in Stanford in California, where they turned a campus into a prison, like an area of the campus, and people didn't know they were part of that experiment, and how authority corrupts human behavior. How people who were very loving, very compassionate, suddenly started bossing around others when they could, and how they were willing to even electrocute their so-called prisoners who were dummy prisoners, dummy as in the sense they were just participants in that experiment. The other experiment, which is relevant to this question you asked, is called the trolley experiment. So the experiment goes like this. Imagine a train going on obviously a track, and you are the person who has to pull the lever so the train changes its course, goes from one track to the other. On one of the tracks, 4 people are working. They were supposed to be working there. If you don't do anything to the lever, if the train follows its course, those 4 workers will be crushed. On the other track, there is only one person. If you pull the lever, that one person will be killed, but 4 will be saved. What should you do? Should you pull the lever or not? What would be right in these circumstances? Should you save 4 lives by sacrificing one? Or that poor innocent person doesn't even know that I will be sacrificed? And a variation is that you go into a clinic in a hospital and you're hale and hearty, and the doctor sees that I've got 4 patients inside. One needs a liver, the other one needs a kidney, the third person also needs a kidney, the fourth needs a heart. Now he says, here is a nice lamb. I can chop this person up and take what I need to and save 4 lives. Would that be right? Or imagine a train is going off course. This is the third variation which came about, and you're standing on a bridge and a very fat person is standing in front of you. Now, if you were to push this person down, it would stop the train somehow. Should you? Well, objectively speaking, you are doing exactly the same thing. You are saving lives in each of these situations. And in each of these situations, you are sacrificing one person. But what is right and what is wrong? So that's where Krishna says, Tasmat Shastra Paramanam. That when you are in doubt, you can consult the scripture. Or you can approach somebody wise. And otherwise, most decisions in life are subjective. There's a very famous story I've shared on my blog, I think at least 10 years ago now. Two monks were about to cross a river, and they see a young lady standing there who couldn't cross it. So they say, she says, "Can you help me?" And one of the monks says, "Sure, I'll give you a piggyback." And he does that, and he takes her across. The other monk's visibly upset, and he wades through the river as well. And when they get to the other side, they're quiet all the way till the end of the monastery. And the other monk says, "How could you touch a woman? How could you carry her?" And the monk who did, he said, "Oh, I dropped her right back there. You're still carrying her. She's no longer with me, but she's still with you." So when we have to exercise compassion, when we have to show love, is it to the one who's deserving or is it to the one who's needy? Empathy, compassion is always to the one who's needy, not to the one who's deserving. Because the moment we talk about who deserves it, that's when judgment comes into picture. That means now I've created my own framework and I'm saying, if you fit this framework, I'll help you, otherwise I won't. So, when in doubt, you always have to ask yourself one simple question. Is this the best I can do? If this is the best you can do, then it is what it is. Because what is right in a certain situation may be completely wrong in another. There was this little boy, he went home very crying. He had been traveling with his father. And his mother said, "Why are you crying, my son? What's wrong? Did your father say anything to you?" He said, No, I got a resounding slap today on the bus." She said, "Who slapped you?" She said, "There was this beautiful lady and she slapped me." "Why would she slap you? You're just a baby, you're just a kid." She said, "I was just practicing good manners. All I said to her is, 'You can take my seat.' She said, 'No.' I said, 'No, please take my seat. My dad says it's a good seat for you. You can take this seat.' She said, 'Very strange. Why would you do that? Where were you sitting?' 'Of course I was sitting in my dad's lap,' he said. So the application of any piece of wisdom is never absolute. Of course, the dad was also upset. Now that's a different story. So the application of any information, any wisdom is never absolute. And truth be told, that's the fundamental problem with most religions. Because they give you absolute rules. And that's why I frequently quote Bhagavad Gita, because it has no absolute rules. It just teaches you a core wisdom, a framework to think a certain way. And then you're done, then you're on your own. So the more spiritually evolved you are, the clearer you are about putting others' interests before your own.